You want me to
And
introduce?
we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have a magnificent guest with us tonight, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration. And that is none other than the legendary pioneer himself. He is an activist, an historian, a scholar, a frontline believer in the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and a family man, and so much more. We are honored to have you and welcome you here, sir. None other than the high priest himself, Brother Melchisedek, Supreme, Shabazz, Allah. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, my beloved brother Joshua. Brother, I want you to know, like I told you before, I love you, I respect you, and I appreciate you because you're doing a good job. Okay. And
Thank you.
I really admire your courage. Your courage you put me on because a lot of people have a problem of me being on their channel because they know I don't play. I get down with the teachers, what the messengers say. I say I make it plain. I don't know nothing. All I know is what he said, and I accept it 1,000%. And I only repeat what he said, word for word, right and exact. I don't add to it. I don't take away from it, just like he said it. Okay?
Yes, sir. Beautiful.
Uh, so I'm going to introduce myself to your audience. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm Melchisedek, Supreme Shabazz Allah, Universal High Priest of the Nation of Islam on earth and in the universe. I am a devout follower of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, the only God. There is no other. And if you think there's another, you're just wasting your time and making a fool out yourself. And the last, greatest, and only messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was the only one that recognized the universal most high God in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, and also was taught face to face by Almighty God, who came in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that all, not leaving out none, all white people is the devil by nature, made to be destroyed, not to be given another chance, not to be given another chance. That's I bear witness to that 1,000%. Okay, so assalamu alaikum, brother Joshua.
Walaikum salam, sir.
I appreciate you. I love you, brother. Go ahead with
Yes,
your
I
bad.
love you more, sir. We
Feel
love you
free,
more.
feel
And
free to
we
ask me, feel free to ask me anything. Because anytime somebody got a problem with being asked questions, it's because they either lying or don't know what they're talking about. Okay?
yes,
Feel
sir.
free to ask questions. Okay, go ahead with your bad self.
Thank you, sir. And we want to let you know, first of all, Sister Miriam says, Assalamu alaikum. Brother Angelo Shabazz says, he says, peace, righteous by nature. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Daniel E. Assalamu alaikum. Knowledge, wisdom says, may Allah bless you all. I speak truth. Thank you for saying ASA, Brother Knowledge. C. Ali, Assalamu alaikum. And thank you to everybody who's watching all around the world. The first question that we have for you, sir, is when did you first hear the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Okay. When I first heard the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I was incarcerated. I was in Green Haven State Prison. Okay. By being a street man and in the drug game, my street experience is drugs and homicide. Okay. I get paid. When I come for the money, you have it or either you go home. I don't play games. Okay. So being arrested, okay. Well, actually, I was married. I was married at the time, had a wife and 4 children. And when you always, it's easy when you get set up by your agent. You always have agents out there, and these are female agents, Vivian Ross and Shirley D. Okay, that they was I was doing big business with them and everything, but not realizing that they was undercover agents. Well,
Hmm.
anyway, I was arrested. Okay, I served time in a Raymond Street prison at the time. I stayed there for a few months. Then we got shipped out to Sing Sing. Okay, I stayed there for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah, 4 or 5 months, and then that was the reception center. Then I got shipped to Green Haven State Prison. Okay, Green Haven State Prison is maximum security. Okay, it's for hardcore what they call menace to society, hardcore crime. of drug addicts, bank robbers, stick-up men, robbers, rapists, all what they would call minister society, violent crime mentality. Okay, and so being there and walking around the prison yard and everything, I happened to pass by a table, okay, with brothers was around the table, and I heard a brother say, uh, "The black man is God and the white man is the devil." And he said that I think those correctional officers up there on the tail with shotguns, riot guns, and tear gas and everything, they up there to destroy us. Okay, so as I was passing by the table, me and some other inmates, I heard the brother say, "The black man is God, the white man is the devil. Those devils up there, they're there to destroy us, but they won't be able to do anything, no harm to us, because as long as we bear witness that God, we okay." And so I happened to say to the other brothers that was with me, I said, "Did you hear what the brother said?" The brother said, the man said, they said, "Yeah." And so he must have heard me. And he said, "And if you don't come to this table, you ain't getting out of here." And
Mm,
the brother happened to be Brother Walter 5X.
mm,
Walter 5X, okay, who's also Bilal Shabazz Allah and Mahmoud Ramza. Walter 5X came into the nation the same time Minister Farrakhan came in 1955, okay?
mm,
And that's when I first heard the name Allah. So I didn't say
mm,
anything to respond. I just kept on walking. So another day or so, as I'm in the yard walking around, he approached me and said, "Pardon me, brother. Can I speak to you for a minute?" I said, "Sure, you can speak to you for a minute, no problem." He said, "What you in here for?" I said, "Well, I'm here for drugs and homicide and other crime, other things, whatever takes place in the street. I'm a part of it, as long as the money is being made." So he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Well, they call me Scopio, Frenchy, you understand." And so that's what I'm here. He said, "Well, you ever heard of Malcolm X?" I says, "No." "Have you ever heard of Mr. Muhammad?" "No." "Have you heard of Allah?" "No." I said, "I never heard of nobody. The only thing I know, I'm in here, okay, I'm gonna do what I got to do while I'm here to get out there so I can go on back and do what I got to do for me, okay." He said, "Well, anyway, of do you read?" I said, "Yes, I read." I said, "I'll read anything to keep my mind together in here, because when you're in there all that time, almost 23 and a half hours in your cell all day, you'll read anything to keep your mind sane." And I used to read the newspaper just about from the first page all the way to the last page, just to keep my mind sane. So he said, "Okay, brother, I'll get to you." So anyway, a day or two later, he approached me again with a stack of articles. It was the articles from the Pittsburgh Courier. Okay,
mm,
he said, "I would like for you to read these." He said, would you mind read?" I said, "No, brother, I'll read anything." He said, "You sure you want to read these?" I said, "Now, I appreciate it if you read these in one night, because it goes around to different brothers. Each brother have a turn to read the articles." Now, those articles from the Pittsburgh Courier, the original articles, is now of Brother Minister Dimitri Muhammad. He compiled all those articles in book form. Okay,
mm,
it's the invincible truth. All you believers out there, believers or non-believers, okay, get, if you don't have it, get it. Okay, these are the original teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that he was writing in the Pittsburgh Courier before Message of the Black Man, for of America, that our Savior has arrived. Because when
mm,
he came out of prison, he didn't have no publication, so he was writing in the Pittsburgh Courier, the Amsterdam News, and the Herald Dispatch. So get that book, The Invincible Truth. Okay, don't let nobody interfere with you about, you don't need it. No, it's not necessary. You get the book, because that's the
mm,
original articles from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay, so what happened? I went to my cell. Okay, after we did our walk around the yard, going to the mess hall, get some more of that garbage. The reason why they call it mess, because that's all it is, a bunch of mess to be feeding in there. So after that, you go up to your chair and go to the chair. You go get a pail of water, 2 pails of water, wash up and everything, because you don't get at that time you only get a full shower until once a week. But during the week you can always wash up yourself. Okay, so I went up to my cell and I sat down. After I cleaned myself up, I started reading. And as I was reading, I got hooked. I got connected. It seemed like I got hooked to those articles like a junkie get hooked to crack. Okay.
Mm, mm,
I couldn't something just came over me, captivated me where I couldn't stop. So I read, I'm reading. So I kept on reading, brother. I just couldn't stop reading. So when the cell light went out, I got down by the tail light. Okay.
mm.
And I read those, brother. I read those articles all night long. When I got through reading them articles at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting ready to go to chow to what they call breakfast to get some more of that garbage, brother, blew my mind. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was just going. I just was blown. You know what I'm trying to say? And then when I went back after the child, we went back to the cell, and then we came back for the walk, the recreation. Then I took the articles with me, and I saw him. I said, "Brother, oh, I appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate you." He said, "Did you read them?" I says, "Yes." He said, "Brother, did you read all of these articles?" I said, "Brother, I read every one. I didn't even sleep last night." So I gave him the articles and everything, and I said to him, "And I would like to come to the table." And he said, "Fine, fine. You are welcome. You are welcome anytime." So I started coming to the table. Brother Walter 5X was so powerful and so fearless in there. Even the correctional officers was afraid of him. They respected him. He respected them. But he was untouchable.
Mm, mm,
5X converted 3/4 of the inmates in Green Haven State Prison. Actual fact. He was teaching. He had a table in the yard with brothers all around, teaching by himself. So everybody out here who think you got so much heart or you know so much or you so bad, go inside prison and put up a table in the yard and teach the black man's God and the white man's devil.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
You haven't experienced that. When people are talking who has experienced that, you need to just keep your mouth shut, listen, and pray Allah that if you get in that situation, you will have the courage to do what he did. Walter 5X, Bala Shabazz Allah, Mahmoud Ramza is the same individual. I want
Mm.
you to. So anyway, I joined the table and I grasped it quick. I became, I came, you could say the number one close to him. Walter and I, we stayed close up until over 50 years, up until he passed away. And he had got sick and everything. He was a nurse. Even when he was in a nursing home, I used to go visit him, and whatever events took place, my wife and I, that we would go get him, bring him out, and take him to all the different events that took place. Okay, he converted 3/4 of the inmates. We grew so large that he says, "Well, what we have to do, brother, we have to start memorize everything that you can memorize. That because where they send us, because they're gonna start sending us out, and so wherever they send you, wherever you go, you rewrite what you know and share it with all the inmates, whoever you come in contact with. This is one way how the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad got circulated at that time in mostly all the penal institutions. Now, at that time, the only Islam that was in prison, Greenhaven State Prison, where I can maximum security, was the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that was established by Walter 5X, Shabazz, Bala Shabazz Allah, Mahmoud Ramza. Okay, so then Minister Malcolm we come in there at his busy schedule from 1 to 2 times a week. Sometimes he would try to get in there 3 times, but I know 1 to 2 times I know that he was there to keep Brother Walter alive because the correctional officers, they really want to waste him. They want to take him down the box. And a lot of people that you out here know, a lot of that don't know, a lot of inmates that disappear or that you don't keep in contact with, sometimes whatever situation took place, they take them down the box, beat them half to death, kill them, and then they send you the family a letter saying that they had a confrontation or resisting arrest or they assaulted an officer or whatever. Use that as an excuse to cover up the murder that they that perform. Because a lot of inmates get murdered in prison. A lot of them go in and don't come out, and family members, by not keeping in touch or keeping informed, they don't know or forgot or don't keep in touch or really just don't care what takes place with that family member. Okay. So then it was Walter and Malcolm X. Now, when I speak of Malcolm X, I'm speaking of Malcolm X, 12 years with the messenger. Malcolm X, before he left. That Malcolm, that's who I deal with. Okay. Malcolm X and Walter had decided to take out a writ to have the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught in the incarceration, in the penal institutions. So Walter brought to our attention, and he said, we're going to put a writ together to have our religious rights taught, the freedom of our religious rights taught in the prison system. So somehow the word got out with the correctional officers. People always have stupid, no matter where you go, you got fearful, scared black men with white minds, Negroes. Like Malcolm said, you always got a house Negro somewhere that you don't
Yes,
know.
sir.
It's hard to detect them, a house Negro, because sometimes he look like you. You know what I'm trying to say? So
Yes, sir.
so you only can go by the works, actions, and deeds. If you can detect their works, actions, and deeds, then you can apply it as a house Negro. Okay. So Walter said now, the correction officers put the word out that whoever signed the writ will not leave there alive. Okay.
Mm.
So Walter brought that to our attention. So we out in the yard, surrounded, around the table and everything. And he said, well, I have something to say to all of us. He says, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's up to you to make that decision because that's the situation that we are faced with. Now the word is out amongst the correctional officers that whoever signs the writ for our religious right to be practiced, the freedom of our religious right to be practiced in the penal institution, the prison system, he said will not leave here alive. Okay. So he said, not compulsory. He said, but I would like for you to do is take a pillowcase. Take a pillowcase and just draw a moon and star the best you can. Take a pillowcase and draw a moon and star the best you can and put it over the bedpost. Okay? Because our decision has nothing to do with those who don't understand what our decision is about. So that's what he said, but it's not compulsory. But we don't want nobody who's not a part of this situation to be harmed. Those of us who sign and want this, we're going to take that responsibility is on us.
Mm.
I had a wife and 4 children out here in the street. Okay. And but the way Walter explained it, he said, now listen, we not most probably we probably don't even get out here alive. But regardless of that, maybe it's time for us to do something constructive, do something decent in our life, you understand, before we leave the world. Because he looked he looked at me, he said, Scorpio, with your attitude and that personality you got, I don't think whether you sign this bid or not, I don't think you leaving because they want you, okay? Because I had how you say, that street mentality, don't care, don't give a damn, it is what it is, blah 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 blah, And so I said, well, listen, brother, I'll sign it because I ain't got nothing to do. You say we're not getting out here anyway. So maybe it's time for us to just do something decent, that will benefit other people, later on up the road. So anyway, so all those that signed it, all that was going to sign it, we took a pillowcase, grew a moon star, a crescent, and put the pillowcase over the bedpost. So whenever the time they're going to come and do us harm, they'll see that it's us and won't see the inmate in the next cell or whatever. That those who are not involved in this, they wouldn't be harmed, and those who are taking this responsibility, they will deal with the consequences.
Well,
So anyway, so by Malcolm coming in and out, okay, they hesitated, the correctional officers, officials, they hesitated because by Malcolm coming in and out and Malcolm going all over the world, I mean, Malcolm, you ain't got nobody out there that can top Malcolm. Malcolm was God of America. Malcolm, under the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, was, with the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, was God in America. Okay. Anyway, so we thought the written everything, and then it didn't do us no harm because only like Walter said, the reason that they didn't want to take that chance, but they had it did us harm with Malcolm having a fellow knowledge of us in here. You know what I'm saying? But Walter let him know all the brothers that was at the table. He said they didn't want to take that chance because Malcolm would have blew it up all over. They didn't want that kind of publicity on the institution. You understand? Because eventually they probably had to shut it down, cut the funds off, or whatever. But that would have been a big thing. So it didn't. So what happened? The writ did go through, and at that time, the correctional commissioner was Paul D. McGinnis. So he authorized it and everything. So that didn't it didn't go through, even though we was ready to give our life just to get the rights. I want y'all to know all the brothers that was there was putting their life on the line. So the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad will be established, you understand what I'm trying to say, for all those that's coming behind us. They would have the opportunity or either have to be aware of the teaching of it wasn't most honorable of Mr. Muhammad. They tend to call him Mr. Muhammad. Okay, so then we start spreading. Walter was smoking, brother, smoking. A large percentage of the brothers that was in the riot in the what's that prison? That prison had that big riot. I can't think of the name of that prison. Anyway, there was brothers that was taught in Greenhaven State Prison by Walter 5X. Okay. I can't think of that name of that prison. The big riot in that they had in that, I can't call that name right now.
Rikers Island. Rikers Island?
Huh?
Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, just what year? This is the 60s?
Yeah, 56, 50s, yeah, in the 50s. That big riot they had but in prison. There's a big prison riot where a lot of brothers got killed and so forth. Who was it? I think Rockefeller ordered the should I tip my tongue? Okay. And it come to me.
Oh, Attica.
Huh?
Attica. No,
wait. I think Attica.
Okay, Attica. Okay, yes,
Attica, right. The Attica riot. Now, a lot of those brothers that was in the Attica riot, they were Muslims that was taught by Walter 5X in Greenhaven State Prison. Okay. So then after we start spreading, brother, that the Walter got so powerful, the teachers the most honorable, he was highly respected and fed by inmates and correctional officers. Now, mind you, Walter started that by himself. He came to Greenhaven, the only Muslim, by himself. He was the one that established the teaching, along with Minister Malcolm. Minister Malcolm was come in there and see that he had all the articles and things from the Pittsburgh Courier, the Amsterdam News, wherever papers that the messenger was speaking in, he made sure that Walter had that, and that's what Walter was teaching from. Okay, And we started spreading all over. And so we got so large, then they started sending brothers out to different locations, all these different prisons, different prison institutions, okay. And whatever wisdom you had, whatever under teachings you had, wherever you went, you shared it with the inmates that you came in contact with.
Mm.
Walter and I, they shipped us out. No job, no nothing. A steak suit and $20. So Walter's sister Betty, I think her name was at the time, Sister Betty. He got in touch with her, and she got Malcolm know, and they sent brother down from New York to Osney, New York, to Greenhaven State to pick us up and bring us down. Okay, so they brought us. That we came down, and so I went down to Fort Greene. I had a wife and 4 children, Fort Greene Projects in Brooklyn. And so I was there for a week or so, but then they had that policy. Let me tell you something. Even then, they got it going on now. If you have your family and you live in the project house, and a member of the family get arrested, they use that as an excuse. If that member comes back to the house to stay, then the family has to leave. The system breaks up family. A lot of families, a lot of brothers would be with their families if the system didn't have it set up that if he was arrested or a member of the family was arrested, then you forfeit the apartment. You have to move. They use that as an excuse to evict you from the apartment. Okay? So I had a wife and 4 children. I told my wife, well, you stay here. You stay here because she said, well, you have to move. If you stay, I'll lose the apartment. I told her, you're not going to lose no apartment. You stay right here, and I'm going in the street, okay? And don't worry about it. You're not going to want for nothing. Nothing. My children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, they don't want for nothing to this day. They live large, okay? They got it going on because I teach that. I teach my children the best of food, the best of clothing, the best of shelter, the best of transportation, take a vacation. And the only way you can do that, you got to keep your money in your pocket. Because you go give me your money to somebody else, they'll be in heaven and you be in hell. So follow what I say. And that's what they do. Okay. So anyway, so I went to my mother. My mother was, I was a Jehovah's Witness. I meant to say that. I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
I was raised Jehovah's Witness. Up until I got about 16, then I hit the streets. Okay. So anyway, my mother was Jehovah's Witness. So she had a 4-bedroom apartment in Bed-Stuy over on Patchen Avenue. So I went over there. So she said, no problem. You stay here, but don't bring no company and don't bring nothing in here. I don't want to hear nothing. You can stay, but don't bring nothing in here. Okay. So anyway, the word went out. Rhonda got in touch with me and said that Malcolm wanted to see us and meet the brothers who was in prison. And so that Monday, the FOI class. FOI class was on Monday. And so all the brothers that was in prison that was home, then we went down to meet to the FOI class, and then we sat there and so forth, and got a little introduction and everything, and then they said Captain Joseph said after the class, we would like for your brothers to come around to the Islam restaurant because Mr. Malcolm would like to meet you. So then after that, after class was over, went around the corner to the restaurant, went in the back, had the tables and chairs set up for us, and we all went back there and sat down, and then Malcolm entered. Brother, when Malcolm walked in, like a black giant, giant, the power, such power. And you're in Malcolm's presence. He has such a magnetic, attracting power. You felt the power. You understand what I'm trying to say? So he came in, he sat down next to Joseph, and we all, he's facing us. He sat down, we all in front of him, facing him. And so he said, Salam alaikum. So me, I just said, Salam alaikum, the best I could, wa alaikum, whatever. Okay, good. I'm unfamiliar with the greeting and all that kind of stuff. And he said, well, brothers, he said, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to meet y'all. A pleasure and honor. He said, the work that y'all did is, is, is unspeakable. You can't even put it in words. He said that when I took the report back to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, to Mr. Muhammad, he just held his head up and said, true believers, true believers. You know? And so he told Captain Joseph at the time, he said, whatever these brothers want, and whatever they want to see me for any reason, whatever they need or whatever, you make sure they have whatever they need, and make sure whenever they want to see me, uh, uh, just let me know, and I'll make arrangement to meet with them. And so that's how we got started. And I got started in Nick. But Walter Fibeck, he was already registered. He was registered already because he got a confrontation in the courtroom with the uh, correction officers. Because what happened, he felt the judge sentenced him illegally. Okay, and so when he went for the judge, and when he went for the judge, that's when the court officers attacked him. And by him being a professional martial art man from the service, because he's a serviceman, he broke up 6 police officers in the courtroom.
Wow.
Walter 5X, who was Bilal Shabazz or Mukmaram, he was a master karate expert. And he also, yeah. And so that's how he ended up in prison. So then I started coming to the temple on Monday. I come to the FOI class. And that's when Minister Farrakhan was there, Clarence 13X was there, a lot of other brothers that came to the FOI class and everything. So then I wrote my letter, and it passed, recited and so forth. And my letter came back of Ernest 5X. Ernest 5X, and the secretary at that time in Chicago was Francis Kareem. Okay, I got my ex, Ernest 5X, I got my ex July 9th, 1960, and I still got the letter in plastic. I still got the letter. And brother Clarence 13, brother Clarence, he got his letter, came back, Clarence 13X. Okay, so now I'm coming to the temple. Monday was FOI class. Okay, 7 to 9. Tuesday was public speaking. Public speaking, Malcolm had the public speaking class set up for those who want to be ministers or community leaders on Tuesday. Wednesday was temple meeting. That's when the assistant Minister Benjamin, and there was another Lewis, I know it was Walter's brother-in-law, Minister Minister Lewis, I think it was 5 or 6X. I forgot his X, but he was teach mostly on Wednesday, or either Minister Henry. Minister Henry was assistant minister. Malcolm's assistant ministers would speak on Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday was an MGT class, MGT.
Okay.
So brothers who was available on Thursday, they would come down and I think from 7 to 9 and secure the MGTs. Friday was wisdom night. When no such thing as Juma. When no Juma mentioned, the Juma thing came from Wallace Yakub. That was the Juma thing. But the Friday was wisdom night. That's when Malcolm would share the wisdom, all the wisdom he got from the messenger during the week. He would share it with us on Friday. He would smoke. Malcolm Gold. The temple was like it was a university. Because when you came to the temple, you had a pad and pencil. Okay, Malcolm taught from the blackboard. That blackboard is very important because Malcolm used to teach from the blackboard with the pointer. Oh, he go 2 to 4 or 5 hours nonstop. It was you learn. Malcolm taught the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, word for word, right and exact. He didn't add to it. He didn't take away from it, just like he said it. I can bear witness to that because I was a 7-day Muslim, a 6-day Muslim. FOI class on Monday, Tuesday public speaking class, Wednesday was a temple meeting, Thursday security MGTs, Friday was a Malcolm believe that was the wisdom night. On Saturday, when I deal with you have your at that time when the papers came around, you take the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, and but Saturday was a leisure day if to get your hair cut, have your suit clean, get your shirt towel on, all your personal things on Saturday, and then me and the brothers from Brooklyn we used to come down to Manhattan on Saturday late in the afternoon and have dinner and so forth, and just and go through the wisdom.
Okay.
Sunday, it was no 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, no Sunday. Sunday temple meeting was 2 o'clock. And the reason why it was 2 o'clock, like Malcolm made it plain at one time, so you can get some rest. You can get some rest. Now, on Sunday, between 8 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock, is Christian hour all over the country. Christian hour, and the topic is Jesus. Okay? So that's the reason why the messenger had temple meeting at 2 o'clock. So after all that Jesus atmosphere is out of the way, and then 2 o'clock, you're rested, you got your rest, you're looking good, you're neat, you're clean, you're organized, shoes shine. The brother was immaculate, immaculate. I mean, with shoes shine, no wrinkled shirts and all that foolishness. Clean shirt, white shirt, suit neatly pressed and whatever, hair neatly trimmed, face clean shaven, no beards, no goatee, no mustache, none of that. Your face looked just like Master Farad Muhammad and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. Clean shaven,
Yes,
completely, and hair neatly trimmed. Okay. Now on Sunday, Malcolm, place packed. So by me having the knowledge of the business, I studied teaching. I had about 3 years of teaching when I was in prison. I was studying teaching. Okay. So I didn't have no lessons yet. So then on Sunday, Malcolm smoked 2, 3, 4 hours non-stop. Malcolm smoked. Black man, white man, the devil. He taught lessons. It wasn't no Quran thing. The verse in that Quran was mentioned. It was lessons, teachings of the messenger taught word for word, right and exact. Don't add to it. Don't take it like he said it. And the FOI was fearless.
Yes, sir.
Fearless, highly respected in the community. Okay? If two FOIs was come down the street and there was a group of lost found in conversation or in the way of talking with before the FOIs got close, they would part and let the brothers go through. Okay. And it wasn't no disrespecting or no, if a brother was drinking or smoking a cigarette or whatever, all that was eliminated when he see the FOIs. The FOIs was highly respected in the community, and the community loved it, the FOI, because they know the FOI was there to protect them. If a brother had a disagreement with his girlfriend or his wife or something, a little verbal thing, and the FOI walked by, you can stop and say, brother, hey, that's your wife? That's your lady? Hey, you don't do that in the street. You take her home and do that. Okay, out here you respect her. The black woman was loved, she was respected, and she was protected by FOI, whether he knew her or not. That's the kind of mentality that we are in as far as protecting the black woman. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You follow me? And the FOI, brother, we were fearless. I mean, Malcolm, the way Malcolm taught you, I want you to understand, I'm talking about Malcolm under the teachings of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm, the way Malcolm made you believe you couldn't die. Malcolm made you believe you couldn't die. So with that type of mentality and understanding and reality, brother, that's what made you so, that's why the FOI was so fearless. FOI New York was the fearless FOI in the nation. And wherever the messenger went to teach or lecture, when the FOI from New York got there, Captain Joseph took over. Raymond Sharif was the supreme captain. But when Captain Joseph from New York got to wherever the messenger was speaking, he took over the security. Okay. Now, one time when I think it was 61 on the Savior's Day, yeah, 61 on Savior's Day, I had the opportunity to be on the same platform with the messenger, okay, at security, okay, and when on the back, and when the messenger after he came up and everything, I'll get back to other things. It came back. He looked at us. He passed by each one at a time. Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum. When he got to me, brother, I'm so glad I had faith and belief in the teachings. Because if I didn't have no faith in the teachings, brother, his eyes would have destroyed me. That man was powerful. His presence alone was powerful. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the teachings that he received from Almighty God, who came from the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
It's so powerful, brother. You understand what I'm trying to say? That he converted the most coldest street mentality, cold-blooded street hardcore brothers bow down with love and respect for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'll tell you straight up in front of the world, I know that Almighty God Allah taught the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, because there's nothing in this world going to reach me other than the word of God. Okay? Okay. So now, to show you how powerful Malcolm was, he was going all around. Malcolm X was the one that set up 46 temples. Malcolm set up 46 universities. Malcolm put together the Muhammad Speaks newspaper and gave it to the messenger as a gift. Okay? Malcolm was going all over the country by himself, setting up temples and universities. Actual fact. Malcolm. And one thing about Malcolm, and one thing about these teachers, when these teachings, Brother Joshua, is taught to the brother, word for word, right and exact, don't add to it, they don't take away from, just like he said it, the teachers alone bring the God that's in you to the surface, where you can see yourself as God, accept yourself as God, and feel the power of a God. You understand me? It's the word of God. The word of God makes you God. You understand what I'm trying to say? But you have to stay focused on the word of God when it's coming down from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, word for word, right and exact. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. Just like he said it. Now you are God. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
We also have to take in consideration, it's only one messenger. Ain't no getting around that. We are all in the classroom of God. Okay? We are students. All of us is a student. Students don't follow students. Students follow the teacher, and the teacher is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when you follow the teacher, the most honorable, who is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you follow the teacher word for word, right and exact, don't add to it, don't take away from it, just like he said it, that's when you become a walking, a living, and a carry into practice the principles of a God. Okay, I'll give you a chance to ask the question. Then I'll go back in.
Yes, sir. I just want to let you know people are showing love all around the world. People putting in the comments. I just want to go back to so many people. Thank you for your questions and your comments. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, this is a blessing. Assalamu alaikum, MCMU19, Brother Daniel E. But Mac, people, Sister Nia was saying Attica. Yes, one. Okay, people in the UK. Thank you, University of Truth, KCP. Happy. Oh, they're saying happy belated 90th birthday. Brother Melchisedek, how old are you, sir?
Brother, November the 20th, last week, November the 20th, I was 90 years old.
Beautiful.
Okay? No medical problems, no medication, and I can run faster than you. And my children, they gave me a big celebration for my birthday. And they gave it across the street on 125th Street. I used to set up a table with all the, we get to that as we go, with all the tapes, all the ministers' tapes, all minister Nuri, every college, all the conscious speakers out there. I used to handle all that, thousands by the thousands, and nobody was out there like and I'll say this openly: you ain't got nobody in the nation. I want you to, I'll make it plain. Nobody in the nation, no official, no laborer, no official, no laborer, no administration, no minister, no captain, no lieutenant, no secretary. Nobody in the nation promoted Minister Farrakhan more than me.
Mm, mm.
All Minister Farrakhan's material, brother. I was supplying 25 stores.
Mm.
I bought the Final Call building from Chicago and put it on 125th Street, named it the Final Call building. And every day, every weekend, I'm out there with 1,000. Everybody will tell you, this is actual fact. 1,000. Mr. Farrakhan, Nuri, Khalid, all who else? The one brother, the school teacher. Oh, shoot, what's his name? I don't hear him too much. Oh, the school teacher in Chicago. Oh, what's his name? The school teacher that was the principal of a school. I can't think of
Uh,
his name.
Brother Abdul. Brother Abdul.
Abdul, yeah. I got all this stuff. I got all Minister Franklin, all that. I got a storage with all that in there. I got all that. I know it's gonna be in great demand up the road, and they had it right across the street there, up in that renovated restaurant and ballroom upstairs, the Renaissance they call it. It used to be the Victoria Theater. Now they call it the Renaissance, and they had it up there. Okay, and it was off the hook, brother. They put it all over. It's all over Facebook and YouTube. That it was off the hook. And all my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, my great grandchildren. I got a large family, brother, and and so Melchizedek is out here big time with with an extension.
Beautiful.
Trust me.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. All praises to Allah. People are bearing witness. Please let us know what city, state, country, wherever you all are watching from. I just want to say on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, we salute you, sir. We honor and respect you for your many sacrifices to help establish the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, not only in the penal system in New York, throughout the East Coast, and throughout the world, but we salute your family as well. We all salute and honor your family.
Let me let you all know. When I'm speaking, this is no flattery. This is actual fact. When I'm speaking, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, guards and earth, the world. When I'm speaking, the whole world is tuned in, brother. And this is the reason why I have to stay focused on. I stay focused on what the messenger said. I don't know nothing. All I do is repeat what he said. And if you go to Netflix, I'm on Netflix. I don't know, most of you are probably seen Netflix, Blood Brothers, the relationship between Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. You got four Muslim documentary. That's Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Melchizedek. Okay, and that is the five top documentary. That's number one of the five documentaries on Netflix. The name of it is Blood Brothers. If you haven't been, go to Netflix and check out Blood Brothers. And I'm there in front of the world. And that documentary is being shown in 190 countries consistently. 190 countries. And I'm up there, Melchizedek Supreme Shabazz Allah, Universal High Priest of the Nation of Islam on earth and in the universe, in FOI uniform.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
Okay. And on that Netflix, I make it plain to the world. Okay. Without the teachings, I'm saying this in front of the world, 190 countries. Without the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Melchisedek, Shabazz, Allah, I'm just another nigga, because that's all I was before I got the teachers.
Mm.
I give the messenger 1,000% credit. And I make it plain, his teachings is all I want, all I need, all I got to have, and all I can do without. Because without the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, there is no Melchizedek. Okay? All right?
Yes, sir.
But see,
Beautiful.
you got to stay, because I'm just a student. See, when you stay, keep your mind that you're a student in the classroom of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Students don't follow students. Students follow the teacher, and the teacher is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Word for word, right and exact. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. Just like he said it. And when you carry that into practice like that, you understand? Then all that God quality, all of your inspiration, your motivation, your determination, everything comes to the surface, and you become a living in a carry into practice the word of God.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. We have a brief 60-second commercial break because we got to come back and want to hear about the history of Malcolm X a little bit more. How did the assassination affect you in the community? We got so much more. We have so many more questions. Thank you all for your patience. We are grateful for every like, share, and subscription to the People's Podcast, every anonymous Cash App. And I see the super chat, brother. We're going to ask you a question. It's on the list because we got to get to the bottom of Brother Melchizedek. His beliefs and his great breakdown of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
1 second. Thank you. Here we go, brother. There we go. Here we go. Thank you all for watching. He does television and film editing. Please reach out if you need any of that. Sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country. Sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ. My two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Perfect. All right. There we go. Boom. Okay, yes, sir. Right back to our brother. Okay. All right, so now one of the main.
Now that was a nice advertisement, but one book, the main book you left out, the Supreme Wisdom, Supreme Wisdom. Listen to me, from Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, lessons that he gave to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for the Lord's foundation of Islam in America.
That's right. That's right.
Every follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is supposed to have that book in their house.
That's right.
House. And now, if you ain't got that book in your house, you need some understanding.
That's right.
That's the foundation of the whole nation.
Beautiful.
You can't even grow completely without that book. So get that book. Do yourself a favor. Don't listen to no excuses, whatever. And if you want about $2, go on my website and make a copy free.
Okay.
Now my website is Universal Supreme ShabazzAllah.com. Universal Supreme ShabazzAllah.com. Go there and get all that wisdom free. I pay for it. And it's been there for 25 years. And every month I pay for it to keep it available for everybody all over the world. Okay?
Yes, sir. Right. Beautiful. And shout out to your website. And thank you to everybody who's watching. Okay, we want to come back to Minister Malcolm X. You speak very highly of him. You got to know him. Right. What was the climate like leading up to his separation from the teachings of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad or the Nation of Islam? What was the climate like before he left? Did you feel it? Did you know what was going on? How did that affect you? and how did it affect the community?
Okay. A lot of ministers, like brother, when you got personality, there's always somebody gonna be jealous of you
Okay.
because the way you wear your hat. Somebody don't like the way you wear your hat.
Okay.
See, envious and jealous people, they don't have no class, no principle, unproductive, produce of nothing, full of complexes. They just don't fit in. Okay, you're always going to have envious and jealous when you doing what they would like to do but can't do.
Okay.
Okay. Now with Malcolm was so powerful, brother. Malcolm was like the message he gave Malcolm almost like the run of the nation. Malcolm took care of the business. 46 temples, 46 universities, put together Muhammad Speaks newspaper, gave it to the messenger as a gift, and they wouldn't even put his name in the paper. You understand? This is all actual facts. Like I told you, I'm talking to the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security. I'm talking to the world. So I have no reason but tell the truth. So anyway, they had a movie house on 116th Street, down the street from the temple, a movie house. Now that movie house is Canaan Baptist Church. That movie house was on 116th Street between Lenox Avenue and 7th Avenue. Malcolm wanted that movie house for the temple. Malcolm took up 3 fundraisers, big fundraisers, to get enough money to put down to purchase that movie, that theater. It was the theater on 116th Street, down the street from the temple. As Malcolm got the money, he entrusted the money. John R. Lee was and this is all actual facts. John R. Lee was the national secretary, so he would entrust John R. Lee with the money, to hold the money until he got enough to put down to purchase the theater. When Malcolm got enough money to put down, got enough money he felt to put down to purchase the building, he went to John R. Lee to ask for the money so he could take it and put down on the theater, on to get the theater for the temple.
Yes, sir.
When he went to John R. Lee to get the money, John R. Lee told him there was no funds available. Malcolm was hurt. He was down. I mean, it just blew his mind. John R. Lee. I'll say it, was a hypocrite that started the whole foolishness. John, by not returning the money that had nothing to do with the contributions, regular contributions. This was extra sacrifices that the believers made to get this theater for temple number 7.
Okay.
John R. Lee told him with no funds available, he would not return the money to Malcolm. Malcolm came back to New York, hurt, down. He had to face the believers, because a lot of believers made these sacrifices, gave whatever they had, for their building. So Malcolm stopped sending money to Chicago. That's when he started setting up different temples in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, over here, over there. Stop sending money to Chicago, utilize it to build up different locations here in New York. Okay, so all that was working out. Then what happened? Then the Kennedy assassination, the Kennedy thing came about. And so Malcolm wanted to have the messenger speak at the Manhattan Center.
Okay.
He had set everything up for the messenger. And so, but then with the Kennedy assassination, the messenger told Malcolm, well, let it go. We don't inform them to leave that alone. Because all black people, all these Negroes are so in love with Kennedy, forgot that he was a devil, okay? Was so in love with Kennedy, that the messenger didn't want to avoid any kind of confrontation between the lost founds and the Muslims. Okay, so he told Malcolm cancel that out. So Malcolm appealed to the messenger that he had already paid out the money for the Manhattan Center, and that he would still like to have do it. Could he have permission to still do the lecture at Manhattan Center? So the messenger, he kept saying, dear holy apostle, I would like to, the money's already out there, we already paid for it and everything, but I would like to, if you will give me permission, if you choose not to do the lecture and you give me permission, then I'll do it. So the messenger said, okay, Malcolm, you go ahead, you do it, but don't make no statement pertaining to Kennedy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About Kennedy. Okay, so Malcolm, it went on. They had the lecture, spoke at Manhattan Center, and Malcolm got busy. Malcolm got busy. Oh, he taught, but he didn't make no statements against Kennedy.
Okay.
So then the newspaper reporter kept coming back and forth in Malcolm's face about Kennedy. So all Malcolm said was, but the messenger put it out that no minister should make no comment pertaining to the assassination of President Kennedy.
Yes, sir.
So after the lecture, during an interview, the newspaper reports kept coming in Malcolm's face of what about the assassination, this and that and the other. So what Malcolm said, me being a farm boy, when chickens come home to roost, it never made me sad. It always made me glad. So they took that and ran with it and blew it up in a negative direction. And the messenger told Malcolm, the messenger came forth and said the response that Minister Malcolm made was not speaking for the nation. The nation is not attached to that statement, and Malcolm would be silenced for 90 days. Okay. The messenger silenced him for 90 days. So 90 days now, Muhammad Ali invites you down to Florida, you and your family.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You're on vacation, 90-day vacation, with pay. You still got your position. Hey, you couldn't chill out for that. You need a rest anyway. I wish somebody gave me 90-day rest with pay. Come on. So Malcolm down there, his whole family, because him and Muhammad Ali was very close. Because Malcolm shared the teachings of with Muhammad Ali. Nobody, they say about the rock bar from the South, man, rock bar didn't know nothing himself. He was just a little pool shark and trying to be a little hustler. But Malcolm was the one that taught Muhammad Ali, actual fact, okay? And so anyway, so he's down there in Florida, relaxing and so forth. Mm-hmm. And then at the last minute, when it's time to come back, then Malcolm, because all these civil rights leaders start talking about Malcolm, you good, you can take it another level, blah, 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 blah. So Malcolm felt that he would be more effective outside the nation, more so than inside. Okay, and that's when he decided to hand in his resignations that he's leaving the Nation of Islam, but he's still a Muslim, still following the Muslim Elijah Muhammad, and all that. Now, while he's out, then Yaqub rises up, come out of prison. Wallace Yaqub comes out of prison. Wallace was always a snake, always crawling around the nation because he unproductive, producer of nothing, didn't take care of his family. The messenger took care of him and his family. Messenger tried to give him a position as a minister. Whatever position he had, he failed. because he was he had a mental problem. He really had a mental problem, but nobody would address it because of the fact that was the messenger's son, and they felt they would never say that. But me, I used to teach that. I said that brother got a mental problem because he did. Well,
Mm.
anyway, then this him going around sneaking around everything. Then he comes up with about these outside children. Hey, the messenger of Allah mission has a mission. His mission is to raise a dead nation. His mission is a message for the lost foundation of Islam. Your mission ain't got to do with your personal life.
Mm. Mm.
When it
Okay.
comes to a man, when it comes to a man's personal life, it ain't nobody's business. Nobody's responsible for the messenger but Almighty God Allah, who came the personal master for Muhammad. He's responsible for the messenger. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, while then they start attacking uh, uh, um, Malcolm in the paper. Different ministers start calling him a hypocrite. Pictures, cartoons of his head being taken off, and this and that, speaking all against Malcolm. Okay. Then I don't know how Wallace got to influence Malcolm, because Wallace works with more. Wallace William, as far as works and performance and contribution to the nation is concerned, Wallace wasn't even qualified to shine Malcolm's shoes. Wallace wasn't a producer of nothing. He never produced nothing. He never had no legacy. You understand? Now, and the people think he was so wise. Well, if you were so wise, Wallace, and had so much wisdom, why were you crawling around the nation? Why not just go across the street and do your own thing? Being that you got all the supreme wisdom, go somewhere else and establish whatever you want to establish. But anyway, I don't know how he affected, got to Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
But now, I'll be honest with you, I loved it, Malcolm. Now, when I say I'm talking Malcolm, under teaching the most of my life, I love Malcolm, brother. You couldn't even raise your voice in front of me with Malcolm. Nobody.
Mm.
I would anybody if I even thought that somebody met Malcolm harm, they would go to heaven. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the love and respect because Malcolm saved all of us that was in prison. If it doesn't be for Malcolm coming out of that prison, brother, we all would have never got out of there. Because
Mm.
the way Walter 5X, Bilal Shabazz Miranda, the way he was teaching in the yard, like them big devils, hacks, 300 pounds, 275-pound, big redneck racist devils just waiting for excuses to drag you down to the box and beat you to death and send your family a accident report and all that. We would have never got out of there, brother. You understand? If it don't be for Malcolm coming in out of there, because Walter was a fanatic. I can say we all was fanatics. We got so caught up in these teachings, brother. We died. Come kill us.
Mm.
That's how the teachers make you when you really get into these teachers.
Yes, sir.
So then, so I don't know how Wallace got to Malcolm about outside children, which I never accepted that, no way, but I'm just going to give you the story. Outside children, he got the outside children. Because anytime somebody brings to my attention, I said, that ain't nobody. You see my Netflix. And your personal life ain't your business. You call me your show. Now I'm gonna get concerned. Oh, how many wives you got? How many children? What the you gonna say? The first thing you gonna say, Melchisedek, why don't you just mind your goddamn business? You to my show and question me. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now here where I lost my respect for Malcolm when he got in front of the news media, in front of the devil. Ain't gonna mention about the most Amalite and how got children by young girls and all that kind of stuff. I never accepted that, even to this day. But you ain't got no business even saying it in the first place. It's none of
Mm.
your A man's personal life is nobody's business. And when it comes to a man's personal life, everybody should mind their business because me personally, I wouldn't care if he had a thousand. What he taught me, what I learned from him, what he took me out of hell and brought me to the heights of heaven, I don't care what he did or what he had. I'm on out what he did for me. There's no Melchisedek without the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So now, how am I going to get caught up with, uh, with his personal life? I don't care what he did. It don't make no difference to me. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Did for me, I'm going by it. I know it. The messenger never said this. The messenger never introduced nobody. Only one wife he introduced us to, and I teach this on other interviews. He only had one wife that he introduced to the nation, and that was Queen Clara Muhammad. In the world, you ain't got a woman out there in the world on earth, even in heaven, that can shine her shoes because she taught face to face by Almighty God Allah in the person of Master W.D. Farah Muhammad, MGTGCC, in her house at her kitchen table. Now, name the woman that experienced that. And Bernstein, the secretary for Master W.D. Farah Muhammad, typing 95 words a minute, putting all these lessons, all these teachings together to preserve it for us. Now, I got something negative to say about these two women. If it don't be for these two women, where would we be? When the messenger was running around, when the hypocrites was chasing the messenger around the country for 7 years, he wasn't running because he was afraid. He was running to protect the wisdom, not no Quran, not no Bible, the wisdom, the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was trying to protect that for us. And while he was away for the 7 years, who was keeping the temple together the best they could? Queen Clara Muhammad, teaching the sisters how to cook, how to sew, and raising her children at the same time. And a lot of people don't know because they ain't got the sense enough to listen. She had a medical problem all the time because she had, I think it was stomach cancer. She had a stomach cancer. Now, with personal sickness that she never spoke of, never mentioned, never let it interfere with training sisters to cook and sew, how to take care of their babies and so forth, and raising her children at the same time for 7 years. Now, how are you going to put somebody else like that, his wife? You don't do that. You understand? Now, after the 7 years, he comes home. He's back out there doing his thing. You all know the history. And then he's arrested because conscientious objective. He was too old to go to the service, but they came and told him by him out in the street teaching not going to armed forces because you're gonna be the same old slave. Now you're gonna be the same slave when you come out from the armed forces. They lock him up, put him in jail for another 5 years. Here's Clara Muhammad, 5 more years without her husband. Now you're gonna come and tell me here's some nobody, excuse my expression, somebody out of a garbage can ain't gonna tell me that's his wife? You're gonna put somebody else in front of Clara? You're gonna put, I know this history, and I'm gonna sit and let you put somebody else in front of Clara, and whoever you wanna put on the same level or in front of Clara hasn't produced nothing, hasn't made no contribution, not even known. The messenger never introduced nobody other than Clara Muhammad. He only took pictures. I got pictures with the messenger and Clara and all that. I ain't got no picture with him and somebody else. You can't run your mouth that you this and you that and you have no track record. Because if somebody asks you, like I'll ask you, whatever women you want to say, what has they contributed to the nation of Islam? What temple did they go to? What MGT classes did they attend? They got children. Where are the children? Where are they? Okay, when every year's anniversary, when's their anniversary? When did they get married? Who married them? Were they in courtship? Who was the court when they was in courtship? Who was the witness? See all these things, you got to face reality. So being that you don't have these questions, what do? Keep your mouth shut, mind your business. And when it comes to a man's personal life, keep your mouth shut and mind your business. And just deal with what his job was to teach you the wisdom that he got from Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. Did he do that? He
Yes,
taught
sir.
what he got from the man. He made it plain. There's nothing to teach. I'm teaching you everything now. There's no need for a successor. So there's nothing for a successor to teach. I'm teaching everything now, and don't change my teachings. Leave my teachings as is. Did the messenger say that?
Yes, sir.
So what are we supposed to do? Follow what he said. That's all you got to do. You want to be, then the man set up an $88 million program,
Yes, sir.
grade, a third grade education. You set up an $88 million program, and now you want to come along and tell me, and you ain't set up nothing. All these Negroes out there running now, they ain't even set up a candy store. Now, here's a man set up an $88 million program, and you gonna come and tell me, excuse my expression, brother, some skunk is his wife other than Clara? Are you serious? No. See, when you go that way, it gets personal with me. Deal with reality. You can't take somebody who haven't produced nothing, no track record, you don't even know, never exposed himself, never came forward and say, that's his wife. No. It don't work that way with me. So now Malcolm, by him going along with that Wallace thing, Wallace put him in the trick. All that came from Wallace, but Malcolm made a mistake. What are you listening to Wallace for? You know Wallace got a mental problem. You know Wallace would never made no contribution to the nation. You know he always was a bum. You know he never did nothing for himself. Didn't even take care of his own family. The messenger did all that. And when Wallace messenger put him out and left him out, and when he crawled back on his hands and knees like a beggar, raggedy and stinking, and begged the messenger to come back into the nation, and the messenger said, ain't up to me. The messenger ain't never took Wallace back. He says, up to belief, my followers. And the followers, lacking understanding, okay, they allowed Wallace to come back in. Then Wallace lied and said that he would leave things as is. But Wallace had wait. When Wallace got a call for the service, he was out on $20,000 bail. And he wanted the messenger to fight the case to keep him from going to prison. And the messenger said, no, to fight that, they'll keep postponement and dry up all the little funds that we have. So Wallace and messenger said, I went to prison. All these other believers that went with me went to prison. Who the hell are you? You can't go. So Wallace got upset about that. So while he's in prison now for the 3 years, he's the hatred, the bitterness, the this, the that, all that building up. Okay, but while he's in prison, the messenger's taking care of his wife. The messenger's taking care of his children. He ain't got nothing. Okay? And then when he come out of prison, with that hate and that bitterness and everything, his whole mind was destructive. He always was envy and jealousy of his father, of the messenger. His whole thing was to destroy the nation. Now, he didn't destroy no nation. The nation of Islam never fell. That's a lie. The economical program was destroyed by Wallace. The economic program. The bank, I think he took the books or whatever to the government, and then he was faced with prison, to go into prison for whatever reason, tax evasions or whatever. And anyway, so he got rid of the newspaper plant. They focused on the newspaper plant and the bank. The bank was filled with believers' money. That bank, the message was on point. And the newspaper plant was a $1 billion operation. But when you got jackasses who want to run them out with a title, but with no brains, no economical program, don't know how to do nothing, just want to know I'm this, I'm that, but you ain't producing nothing. So if you're not producing nothing, you ain't nothing. The newspaper plant, brother, was the best plant in the country. All that, the steel, the machinery of that newspaper plant was the best that Germany makes that was put together for that newspaper plant. Yes, the newspaper plant, Brother Joshua, was $1 billion operation. All of the publications, the newspaper paper, all of the publications, you understand, all the books, everything was being printed by the newspaper plant. Do you know what kind of money you're talking about? And creating jobs for all the believers. All the believers. Okay. And the bank had was the believers had their money in the bank. The bank was loaded. Why would you get rid of the newspaper plant in the bank? How you gonna be a nation with no bank? When you got your money in the white man's bank, you control. Because you can go to your bank right now, put your PIN number in there. And if it comes up zero, and when you call in to find out what the problem is, all they got to do is says your funds has been confiscated. You cannot be a nation without a bank. And the messenger understood that. That's why he set up the bank. And before he had the bank, when he got big money, what did he do? Every savings day, he showed you what he was doing with the money.
Yes, sir.
He showed you the newspaper plant, one savings day. He showed you the salon restaurant. He showed you the candy factory, the tractor trailer, a dozen tractor trailers going from the southern states, bringing the produce into the inner cities. He showed you the farmland. He showed you, oh, shoot. You know, the salon restaurant, the supermarket,
Yes,
the barbershop, the beauty salon. He built an $88 million economical program, Joshua. This is actual facts. All you got to do is go to the Savior's Day 1974.
Yes, sir.
Rasul was the secretary at the time, and he showed the whole thing on video, the whole economical program on video. And you also had the message had it in the magazine called "The Accomplishments of the Muslim." The whole program is there. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So why? Then okay. Now Fern comes to New York at the time because Fern came to New York. Fern was in Boston, but Fern wasn't all that successful in Boston because Boston didn't get off the ground until Brother Don, Minister Don, took over. Okay. So then Fern came to New York. So after the messenger left, finish up Malcolm thing.
Okay, let's do Malcolm.
So Malcolm, when he went public talking about the messenger's personal life, every believer, the love they had for the messenger was, if they got close, they did what they had to do. Okay? That was a no-no. That was a no-no. The messenger is my father. I never had a father. My father never did a damn thing for me. My father didn't teach me nothing. Not just me. All these brothers out here with no father, the messenger was our father. And knowing that Almighty God Allah carried the person of Master Farad Muhammad, but brother, sometimes we looked at the messenger as our God. You understand? We know Master Farad Muhammad is the God. But our love and respect for the messenger, you couldn't mispronounce the messenger's name in front of me. You'll be in a wheelchair or even in the graveyard. You serious? That's all we knew. That's all we had. He was the life-giving teachers for brothers, for the lost found brothers, especially the brothers in prison. He saved our lives. You know? And this is why Walter 5X, Bilal Shabazz Allah, Mahmoud Ramza. If you notice in all my interviews, I always give him his just due because if it don't be for him, he saved a lot of lives in prison. Because if it wasn't for him, a lot of us would have died in there. I know I would have died in there. You know what I'm saying? And he would, everybody would tell you, Walter and I was just like two peas in a pot the whole time, up until 50 years until he left the world. We was together. There was no separate from me and Walter because Walter, before I got to the messenger, Walter was almost like a big brother or father to me.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? And another thing Walter set up in the Bedford YMCA on Bedford, he set up a martial arts school. And all them brothers know what he charged you for classes. I think it was 50 cents. Yeah, I was one of the #1 students. I'm a black belt. I've been a black belt for years. Guess what? I never use it. For me, I don't need that martial art. For me. Because I believe in modern technology.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uts, hachi, dachi, and all that kind of stuff. Man, please. Where I can sit in my car and get the job done and keep on going and go home and get me a bean pie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
Good.
Yes, sir. I just want to read to you some of the positive comments. Thank you all, everybody. Thank you, sir, for your patience. Thank you, everybody who was watching and showing love to a pioneer as he expounds on the teaching of Elijah Muhammad and his life experience. Thank you, Brother Angelo. Thank you, Native Reading, Zoe, Brother Boogaloo. So many comments. Native Readings, thank you. He's honored and still can't believe the grasp of knowledge. Very thankful. 10,000 years, dear minister. Thank you, Joshua. Oh, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to our brother from the campaign trails, the great West Coast Cam. Thank you very much for your comments. I sincerely appreciate your spirit and energy. You know we are one of the same. Thank you, Brother Musa. Thank you to everybody who is showing love in the comments. Brother Daniel E. Beautiful. Sister Auntie, thank you for always showing love. I'm coming right back to our guest. It was another person. Oh, Juliet Living 1016. Thank you for that quote. We are aware. All praises to Allah. Thank you, Brother Boogaloo, and everybody else who was watching. Thank you to everybody for keeping it peaceful and showing unity and love in the comments as we different school of thoughts, but we are here for one purpose, and that is to uplift the name and the teachings of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and acknowledge them from someone who was there. So we want to know, Autumn Ballroom.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Right. What happens? You get the call. How does that transpire?
Okay. Malcolm was the #1. There was nobody close to the messenger like Malcolm. The messenger loved Malcolm, and Malcolm loved the messenger. Okay. Malcolm was the only minister that can go to the messenger's house anytime, unannounced, anytime, spend the night, spend the week, whatever. Malcolm was the messenger's top student. Okay. Okay, after Malcolm resigned, Malcolm had secret meetings. He was trying to set up an organization. Okay, the Nation of Islam, but on a different OAU, whatever you want to call it. And but Malcolm, one thing Malcolm not understanding, he didn't have an agenda. You can't jump out there in front of the world, brother, without an agenda, an economical program, a progress report, and a financial report. When you go out there, what's your income? Where do you live? Who take care of your livelihood? What about you got a house? What about the maintenance of your house? What about your food, clothing, and shelter for you and your family? See, everybody want to jump out there. I'm a leader. I'm this. I'm that. You haven't met it, or you rent a place for everywhere you go to rent a meeting. You're talking about $200, $300, $400, $500. Now you got to ask for contributions to pay for the space. So now Malcolm had a lot of meetings. Now all the down-to-earth ones, the reality, you always have a circle in the nation, even today, who understand, who's has advanced understanding. So although that went around Malcolm had all the top shelf lessons from the part of supreme wisdom. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell you what?
Yes, sir. I say yes, sir.
All those top high stuff. The nation, y'all don't have it.
Mm,
I used to tell you all the time, the knowledge is in the street.
mm, mm, mm,
But come out in the street, don't get it.
mm, mm,
High stuff that Malcolm had, he shared it with all those that came to the meetings.
mm, mm.
He made copies and circulated amongst the street people. You hear me say 5%, you'll say 5%, 5% got more wisdom than those in the temple, in the mosque. Because we out here. You see the
Mm.
flowers that's, a sprinkler? The
Yes, sir.
flowers that's close to a sprinkler receive less water than the flowers that are away from the sprinkler.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
It's
That's
coming up.
good.
You there. The water's coming over your head. But if I'm out here, I'm catching all the water. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay?
Yes, sir.
So so Malcolm then was start going to having different meetings and so forth, but he was sharing the wisdom. One thing I like about Malcolm, he shared that wisdom. You think I'd be where I am with high priest? What makes me high priest? Nobody challenges me. No, you'll never hear nobody say I'm wrong. You never hear them say I'm lying or I'm not telling the truth or it's not true. You can't find one word. Check all my interviews. Because all I do is repeat what the messenger said. See, when you repeat what the messenger said, you're untouchable.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the word of God, direct from the universal most high God, who came in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. You
Yes,
know?
sir.
If I can talk to FBI, CIA, home, they all know me. You go on my website, Eric Allen, Trisha James, Congress Lady. I go to all them places in my FOI uniform. Okay? I don't just wear the FOI uniform when I come to the mosque. Wherever I go to them big sessions, I'm invited. I go there in FOI uniform.
Mm.
Okay. Now, Malcolm. So Malcolm is moving around, having a meeting here, having a meeting here. He ain't got no money. Okay? Now guess what? He's tired. He's broke. Okay? And he's frustrated. Okay? And so forth. Okay? And he's getting all these threats. We're gonna kill you. We found you. He's in a hotel to get called. We're here. We're waiting for you. Da 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 da. Okay. Now here's what nobody knows. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Nobody killed Malcolm. Malcolm destroyed himself.
Mm.
And listen to me carefully. Look at me. No. Nobody killed. That's a lie. Malcolm, you understand, was broke, stressed, depressed, and got confused. Malcolm decided to live on or to be a martyr or whatever, because Malcolm taught himself, you're not free until you accept death.
Mm.
You're not free until you accept death. Once you accept death, you're free because you're not worried about dying.
Mm. Mm.
Audience, you're not free until you accept death. Once you accept death, you're free. Because until you accept death, you're not free because you're worrying about dying.
Mm.
Malcolm made up his mind to die.
Mm.
Malcolm enforced it. No search procedure. Malcolm. There never is a time in the Nation of Islam where there was not search procedure. Malcolm enforced it that no search. No search. Malcolm. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Malcolm made up his mind to die of his own free will.
Mm.
Those who shot him, them bullets was a waste of time. Because Malcolm, Malcolm with his mind to die. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It didn't. So he enforced it. No, told all the brothers. No, no search. Now, and nobody, everybody came in as they want to come in. So when the whoever they got the word that no search procedure, then the brothers went to their cars or wherever, got their guns, shotguns, a rifle, this, that, the other, whatever. Okay, and came back in. And then Minister Benjamin was warming up the audience. Minister Benjamin was sitting till Malcolm told the brother, his assistant minister, Minister Benjamin, he passed away, told him to go to the side or go in the back. And then Malcolm came up front. He made sure he was there by himself, because he didn't want nobody else being harmed because of his choice. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Malcolm came up front. And so they create a little disturbance, take your hand out my pocket or whatever. And all Malcolm says, be cool, be cool. And then they roll up on front with the guns, the shot, and all that shooting and so forth. Now it's said, who was it? I think Dick Gregory, that the shots came from up in the balcony, down, or this and that, but whatever. That the shots that killed him came from up in the balcony.
Yes, sir.
But regardless of that, everybody got the. It's one thing about Negroes. They always the biggest dreamers is these Negroes. Even today, they dream and fantasize. A dream ain't real.
Yes, sir.
Ain't real. Vision is not real. Nothing is real until it become a reality. You dream, you can dream you got $1 million, right?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow morning you wake up, you ain't got no money. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so that's when they moved and did all the shooting, killed him. Now, by Malcolm accepting death, Malcolm is more known now than he was before. Malcolm is known all over the world, brother. Okay? All over you. Go to YouTube. Go to Facebook. Go all over, anywhere. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
One thing you don't kill. You can't kill a man's idea. You cannot kill the first 12 years of Malcolm.
Okay.
The only thing they killed of Malcolm was 1 year, the last year. But you can't kill the 12. You can't take 1 year and erase 1 year of being a hypocrite and erase 12 years of being a devout true believer. How are you going to do that? Yeah. Look at it. Malcolm said 46 temples by itself. Can you erase that? Malcolm said 46 universities. Malcolm put together Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Check this out. Malcolm went to all the colleges. Huey Newton, Bobby Seals, Panther Brothers, Sasha Shakur, Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael. All those radicals from all the different colleges, those are Malcolm's students. Malcolm was the one that went to all them colleges teaching those radicals. How you going to erase that? Black Panthers, Huey Newton, Bobby Seals, Rap Brown, Stubby Carmichael, Sarah Brothers, Sergeant Shakur, name them. Name all those radicals that rose up. Those all college students, and when Malcolm was going to all them colleges, he raised them up. Actual fact. Actual fact. How you going to erase that? You can't take 1 year. He was wrong. Don't get me wrong. But you can't take 1 year and erase out 12.
Yes, sir.
And nobody to this day, being honest and fair, nobody this day, you can't show nobody this day that can fill the shoes of Malcolm. Malcolm was in prison. He came out of prison. I came out of prison. Carl Ed came out of prison. Clarence 13X from prison. Al Sharpton prison. Come on. All leaders for the people out front go to prison. So if you have...
Can we say right there? Kip, you spoke about Clarence 13X. He's someone who a lot of the guests speak very highly of and been students of or know him for the supreme wisdom. Can you speak about him?
Clarence 13X was, he had a photogenic mind.
Okay.
Of lessons. Oh, man. Powerful, powerful. And he's in the temple. And he was in public speaking class to be a public speaker and community leader.
Yes, sir.
So, magnetic personality. And qualified to be assistant minister or to be one to warm up the audience, to bring Malcolm on. But you always got this envy and jealous thing. I don't care where you go. You got it right now. Some people they just get jealous of your capabilities. You ain't did nothing, you just being who you are.
Yes,
but
sir.
They got people jealous right now of you, of what you're doing. And here you make it available for everybody, a platform for everybody.
Yes, sir.
So Clarence mastered the lessons. Nobody can deal with them lessons like Clarence, but Malcolm. Clarence was like a typewriter. So anyway, Clarence wanted to, he wanted to teach, to be like assistant minister. I was good, but I didn't want to be no assistant minister. I'm a businessman. I'm about making me some money. I ain't never, but I'm qualified for every position in the nation. 100%. I'm not interested I'm interested in sharing the wisdom with the people.
Okay, yes, sir.
I don't want no position I don't want to be no minister. I don't want to be no captain. I don't want to be no lieutenant, none of that. You know what they call me? God in the ghetto. I never hang around officials. Melchisedek is always with the grassroots. The grassroots. I let God in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman. I'm about economics. My mission that I took upon myself is to keep the publications available for everybody. Right now, everybody's all over YouTube and Facebook. I republished of 16 publications of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. 16 already.
Thank you.
I appreciate with all that, everything. Back in, I set, after the Malcolm thing, I set up 2 stores. Islamic jewelry stores. I was supplying all the Islamic jewelry stores, the Hebrew jewelry, the 5 centers. I did the 5 centers, the Masonic, all that national, the red, black, and green. Ramza was the jeweler, the master jeweler, and Ramza educated me into being a jeweler. Okay, but Ramza, you see that ring that Malcolm wore when Ramza, Bilal Shabazz came out of prison, he made that ring and gave it to Malcolm as a gift. That ring, 5X made that and gave it to Ramza. Okay. So Clarence was after he got the lessons and he wanted to teach. So anyway, so he used to be out in the street teaching and so forth. But anyway, it came to they said that he had a problem with his wife, his domestic problem. I heard I think Wakil and who was the Akbar. Was speaking on him. Clarence's wife, domestic problems, domestic. Yeah, this on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Gil and Akbar was speaking about Clarence's domestic life. Here I go again. It's none of your business. When it comes to a man's personal life, mind your business.
Yes, sir.
When Clarence came out in the street, after he got dissatisfied, I would say dissatisfied, but just got tired of being annoyed. Because he was advanced with the lessons. He quotes the lessons like a typewriter.
Yes, sir.
All he want to do is share it. What's wrong with that? It's your love for your brother, but your love for yourself. It's the duty of a civilized man to teach the uncivilized. What's the problem? He's sharing the lessons. So anyway, he came out in the street, left the temple after who was I think Captain Joseph said that what you want to teach, brother, you can't teach here because this is I think it was Captain Joseph, either Malcolm, you can't teach here because this is Muhammad's temple of Islam and so forth. And so what you want to teach, you can't teach here. So Clarence said, well, you can't teach here. So eventually he left the temple and came out in the street with the lessons. All he was doing was going around teaching the young brothers and sharing the wisdom with them. What's the problem? The ones in the mosque wasn't doing that. They didn't come out because they had this thing, registered Muslims only. That was never registered Muslim only. The Messages program was Freedom, Justice, and Equality for the Lord's Foundation of Islam in America. I got the original lessons, the original ones from Detroit, from Supreme Minister John Muhammad. We were going to that too. We were close. We Supreme Minister John Muhammad to New York to conduct Savior's Days for us. We got the original lessons. Nowhere in there said for registered Muslims only. Okay, so Clarence was out here teaching the young brothers and everything, and and then he connected with Mayor Lindsay. He shared the wisdom with Mayor Lindsay, taught Mayor Lindsay, and shared the wisdom with him, and Mayor Lindsay asked him, what do you want? Because he had all you. He built up a big reputation with the young brothers. He was going to all the project houses, all the streets, the parks, wherever the young brothers was, 12, 13, 15, all the whatever. He was sharing the wisdom with them, right? And so Mayor said, "What do you want?" He said, "Well, I just want a school for my babies." So Mayor Lindsay gave him that school, what they have now, with a 99-year lease. 99 years. Okay. And then Universal Shamgar drew up the three flags, two 8-point flags and a 16-point flag, and brought it to Brother Clarence. And he said, which is Allah. When I say Clarence, the father of the God and earth nation, and he signs up, he said, well, the 16-point flag, they're not ready for that one. So he signs up the 8-point flag and said, this is for my nation. And then all the young brothers that had righteous names, they would come and give him their name and everything. He would give the whole list of names to Mayor Lindsay. Mayor Lindsay would take the list and give it to Eagle, because Eagle was the manufacturer of the universal flag of the God's and earth nation.
Okay.
And when the flags come, he would give them out to the babies. Okay. Then Clarence just kept teaching and everything. And then what happened? Oh, then he got hot. Everybody at that time wanted to do him harm because he's out there circulating lessons and teaching the babies. So now they threatened him. Now his life is in danger. So it got to the point where he couldn't go to his own house to see his family. So at that time, the FOI, the after hour spots was open all night. So sometimes he couldn't go home. Everybody tried to harm him. He lived right there in Harlem. You understand what I'm trying to say? Most people knew where he lived at and everything. He has wife and family there. So he would go down to the after hours spots and sleep. If he had $2, he would gamble. He would play dice or whatever to get a couple of dollars to eat because he had no money. And then he had some old Muhammad Speaks newspaper, So to get pocket money, he would try to sell those. Akbar and Wakil was speaking on that. But Akbar and Wakil didn't make the sacrifices he made. You see what I'm saying? They're in the Mars. They're not out in the street dealing with the situation on a one-on-one. You understand what I'm trying to say? So anyway, and like I always say, when it comes to man's domestic life, mind your business and keep your mouth shut and focus on your own low-life corrupted activities. Okay, so now the Clarence, then they had like a disturbance in Harlem. Okay, and so like Clarence having the father of Allah. Now when I say Clarence 13X, I'm talking about the father of the Garden Earth nation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. disturbance, they depended on him. He had such a large following that when they had a little disturbance in Harlem, like a little riot, they had to depend on him to control the crowd. So out of respect for him and his reputation and everything, by being a community man, okay, of he resolved the problem situation as far as that disturbance was like a riot, like a little riot thing. Then what they did, arrested him. So now he goes, they arrest him to marijuana, give him 2 years in a mental institution. When you go to court and they ask him, who are you or what is your name? He said, I am Allah. And so they used that as an excuse that he had a mental problem and sent him to a mental institution, which was marijuana. And he was there for like 2 years. And then when he came out, he continued with his nation and so forth. And then as hatred and this builds up and on all that stuff, then eventually he was assassinated. You assassinate him. For what? It's a freedom of speech. If a man's out there teaching a black man is God, what's your problem? If he's sharing lessons with him that he got from the temple, what is your problem? It's a freedom of speech. But you always have these envious, jealous, do-for-nothing, white-minded Negroes that always want to try and find fault with somebody who's trying to do something that they're supposed to do, but they ain't doing nothing. So then it led to an assassination. One time he's going to see his family, everything in the projects. Then they shot him. They shot him like 7 times. I went to his funeral service. Mayor Lindsay rented a carload of buses and everything, all that, and to take him for his funeral service and so forth. And had him cremated and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, after he was off the set, I rose up because I felt like he felt. Everybody has a right to the lessons because the Savior made it plain, supreme wisdom, lessons that he gave to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, lessons for the Lord's foundation of Islam in America. It's for everybody. Nobody owns these teachers. Nobody owns these lessons. We own nothing. Just be grateful that you have a copy or have it. There's nobody controls it. There's but one leader and only one person that had the mission of this nation, and that's the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But we got individuals that think they're in charge. You're not in charge of nothing. We're just students. Joshua, I'm just a student. You're just a student. I don't follow you. You don't follow me. I respect you. You respect me. And you and me follow the teacher. And the teacher is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But they don't get it. I want to be this. You ain't nothing. Shut up. Where's your program? Here you're running your mouth. You got no agenda, no agenda, no economical program, no progress report, no financial report, and you're running your mouth and producing nothing? No.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Pon?
Yes, sir. I've got so many comments, Brother Melchisedek. I just want to come back to your comments. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. I see you all. You're great back and forth in the comments. We thank Allah for everybody having the spirit of unity and atonement in the comments. I see you all. We appreciate you. I wanted to say, sir, I salute you for speaking very highly of Mother Claire Muhammad, if you called her Queen Claire Muhammad. We've done extensive research on the People's Podcast as I was at a Savior's Day with the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that she was the first lady of the Nation of Islam, and he never gave that title to anyone other than her, and tears would fill up in his eyes anytime he saw her. So when I heard him say that, I wanted to go back with my siblings, and we started just doing research on her. And so every time I can interview some people who saw her, people who went to her funeral, people who worked in the palace with her, we always uplift her name and the name of her family. So we thank Allah for the Muhammad family and all of their sacrifices as well. The question I have for you, because that's what's going on in the comments right now, is unity. 30 years ago, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Million Man March, people of all different faiths, nationalists, peace to the guys and herbs, Christians, Catholics, Hebrews, everybody was united as a show of unity. Now it's 30 years later. We seem on social media, it seems a little disunited. These people believe in this, these people believe in that. What is your thoughts on how can we be unified, regardless of you have an FY uniform on, somebody may have their Hebrew garb on, somebody may have their Pan-African garb, somebody may have their Noble Drew Ali, the Fez. How can we all unite in 2025? What do you think about that, sir?
Boy, that's a heavy question, but I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm
gonna go deep on you.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready.
The Million Man March was beautiful. It was a unity of Black American men's unity gathering of all walks of life. Yes, every Black organization, every Black nation, every Black culture, complete the world of Black culture.
Yes, sir.
Showed up. They took off Monday, and I know here in New York, we had Reverend Reed, we had Al Sharpton, Young Blood. Okay. We had brother every big church, and we got some big churches in New York. They all got them bus loads. Everybody went from all over the country. Now it wasn't no one man thing.
That's right.
The one who idea it came from, who started, was Reverend Bevel.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Reverend.
Reverend Bevel. Reverend Bevel came to the Dempsey Center on 127th Street and was explaining, teaching, lecturing. But the Dempsey Center on every Wednesday, all them big leaders from all over the country used to come and, with their different programs.
Beautiful.
Reverend Bevel came there one time. I was there. And he was speaking about a gathering of a Million Man's March. And he said that he said at that time, he said he's going to reach out to Minister Farrakhan to be a part of it, because at that time Minister Farrakhan was very popular. Okay. And he did. So it was, but the foundation and understanding and the vision of that Million Man March was came from Reverend Bevel, okay, but by him not having the personality and the attraction of the multitude like Farrakhan, so that's why he was able to take the lead, and he did a good job. Job.
Praise be to Allah.
Yeah. They came all over. They took up their jobs. They took up their place of business, the schools, everything. Everybody came. Man. Now, beautiful. They was out there about 12 hours. 12 hours. Stand up. About 4. Now here, after all that time, them being out there, and after the Minister Farrakhan teaching, I think it was about 4 hours and everything. Here's what was missing. There was no agenda. 2 million out there, but no agenda. What was the agenda? Where was the agenda? Where's the economical program? Where's the progress report? And where's the financial report? Do you know how much money was made at that Million Man March? There to replace everything the messenger left. It was for building, direct those people, that multitude into economics. Economics. Get back that newspaper plant. Get back that bank. Get back the money-making foundation of the nation. And all the entourage, they took a world tour, a world vacation. That wasn't no vacation time. That was building time.
Okay, yes, sir.
It's the mistake. Now you take a a world tour, you and your entourage. You know how much money it takes to go a world tour? Going all over the place, hotels, airplanes, all that kind of stuff. And after the world tour and everything, there was no financial report until 6 months after.
Hmm.
6 months after, nothing was done, and no count for the money. So you're right back where you started from. And then after the speeching, after you got through with your lecture, you don't tell them to go to the mosque. You tell them to go back where you came from. You're in the church, go back there. You must sign wherever you go back there. No, you come here and let's take this and build and replace everything that the messenger left that would be beneficial for everybody. That's what was missing. An economical program, a progress report, and a financial report. Not just then, that's missing today. If I ask you right now, no disrespect to nobody, we dealing with reality and actual fact, because I'm a businessman. If I ask you right now, not just the nation, any organization, where's the agenda? What is the agenda? What's the economical program? What's the progress report? And where's the financial report? There's none. Whatever progress is made within the nation or anything, it's on an individual. Oh, this brother's all right. He's doing all right. Kids and car, got his own home, got a car, blah, 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 blah. But as a nation, you're still lacking, and this is the blockage today, you're lacking an agenda, an economical program, a progress report, and a financial report. And you're not going nowhere until you have an agenda, an economical program, a progress report, and a financial report. You have believers meetings, what, every month? Where's the secretary? The secretary is supposed to come with an agenda. The secretary is supposed to come with an economical program. The secretary is supposed to come with a progress report and a financial report. That's the purpose of a secretary. If a secretary is not coming to a believers meeting with those facts, what the hell you need them for? My question is, where's the money? I don't see nothing. You can't have money coming in without doing something constructive. So if money's coming in and nothing's being done constructively, then you got going to misappropriation of funds or using it for your own personal use. This ain't you building a nation. This ain't no personal thing. Everybody works in the nation. Now, you want to make some progress? Eliminate the payroll. You want to see what true belief is? Eliminate the payroll. You know what's going to be there? The believer. Because the believer always makes the income for himself. A believer don't come to live off the nation. A believer comes to build a nation. Well, how are you going to be part of building a nation if you, on Friday, you're looking for a check? How are you going to be an official? You're not qualified for no position if you don't have an income to take care of yourself and your family.
Yes, sir.
This ain't welfare. This ain't Social Security. This ain't what do you call it? You got me going.
Yes, sir.
Cannot build a nation with everybody on the payroll. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sisters, or brother, whoever. If they're above age, over 21, they get out there and get an income of their own. And so whatever money comes in, you'll have money to build something constructive. But you can't build that constructive because on Friday, everybody's looking for a check. Why waste $6,000 on a restaurant when you can take $6 million on a restaurant when you can take $6 million and build a supermarket? The supermarket accommodate the whole community. You put a $6 million restaurant, so a brother and sister come there, order a bowl of bean soup, and sit there for 2 or 3 hours, sign up the universe over a bowl of bean soup. how you gonna maintain that?
Yes, sir. Brother Minister, may I ask you a question, sir? Yes, sir. You are going. Thank you for expounding on the teachings, and people are bearing witness in the comments. And man, I'll come back to all of the comments. You got so many comments, so many people putting emojis, and I mean, listen, I see it all. Thank you all for understanding the spirit of the Most High Elijah Muhammad. We'll come back to the comments in a minute, but I wanted to ask you, sir. I see Dr. Claude Anderson speaking on the importance of economic development in the community, as well as you speaking on this. Sounds like the Do for Self program of the Most High Elijah Muhammad. How can we unite with like-minded people to focus on business and entrepreneurship and industry for those who are not necessarily in the Nation of Islam, but in the Black community as a whole? How can we unite and focus on entrepreneurship and business?
That's easy. Focus on money-making programs. A money-making program is a supermarket. Wherever there's a church, or I said, wherever there's a church or a mosque or a temple, that community, they should have a supermarket, big money. A laundromat, big money. A daycare center, big money. Barbershop, big money. Beauty salon, big money. Oh, dry cleaner, big money. You got a thousand suits, but you ain't got a dry cleaner. You got 1,000 suits, but you ain't got no dry cleaner. Do you know if you have a dry cleaner, every brother we put in suits in dry, you got to be dry cleaner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where's your beauty salon? Where's your laundromat? You got to focus on the needs of the people is where the money is at. Okay? One thing, big money. A daycare center. You got a lot of professional women wants to go to work with professions to make money, but they don't have no place decent for their children. It's economics. How you gonna get economics? That Quran don't teach you economics. The Bible teaches you economics. The Hadith don't teach you economics. You know what teach you economics? The teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Word for word, right and exact. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. Like he said it. And he showed and proved, because he set up a $88 million program by people not having the qualification and the experience and taking everything for granted. I'm a minister, I'm a captain, I'm a lieutenant, I'm this, I'm that. But you can't maintain what he left? Come on.
Yes, sir. And we got two more questions for you, Melchisedek. With so many people in the comments, I want to say to everyone.
No, hold it. There's nothing personal.
Yes, sir.
We deal with actual facts here.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And everybody who want to hold a pad and a pencil, put that pen and pencil down and put on yourself some dungarees and go to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I just want to say that I've interviewed, the People's Podcast have interviewed countless of believers or people who were in the nation prior to 1975 whose shoulders we stand on. You all experienced things that we have no idea what type of trauma you all have been through, what it's like to see the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad physically and have all those businesses and then to not have those businesses. So we just let you know that we are always here to listen and to try to reproduce a little bit, of course more, but just a little bit of what you all had prior to 75. We thank you, Brother Melchisedek, for and all of the believers prior to 1975. The Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I was with him when he did he had a Savior's Day, and he invited all of the believers or people who are under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and offered them a dinner and listened to them and listened to their stories, because we don't know, we can't fathom what it was like for the sacrifices that you all have made. So I thank Allah for you and anybody who said Assalamu alaikum when you could lose your life back then and wear a suit and bow tie, wear a garment. I'm not, man, we thank you all for your sacrifice. Two quick questions for you, Brother Melchisedek.
Let me put this out there.
Yes, sir.
You want to know the problem that Mr. Franklin has?
All right. Okay. I just got two more questions for you.
No, disrespect. Okay. All right, go ahead. Ask me a question. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. All right. People in the comments, That people are saying that's right. Okay, that's right. Beautiful. I see you all teaching. Thank you all. Oh, DJ G Smooth. Thank you for holding it down from New York. Um, wonderful. Everybody in the comments, praise be to Allah. We're working. What type of music do you enjoy listening to, sir?
I like gospel and the blues.
Okay, okay,
You
okay.
want to know why?
Why is that?
Because gospel and the blues brought us through slavery. You was picking cotton, singing the gospel. You was picking cotton, playing the blues. Hey, gospel and the blues feeds your soul. Gospel and the blues feeds your soul. A violin puts you to sleep.
Okay. All right. So,
generally speaking,
yes, sir. Gospel and the blues.
a violin will put you to sleep. No soul at all.
Yes, sir. Okay. And thank you. Everybody in the comments is trying, and I understand. Thank you to everybody who was with there. They showing nothing but love and just having some deliberative dialogue in the
Hey,
comments.
listen to gospel and the blues and see if you don't feel good. Gospel and the blues relates to your experience in life.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. I enjoy gospel for sure, and people are
Gospel is biblical, mostly biblical. It's a biblical communication.
yes, sir.
Scripture. Okay. Now, let
Yes,
me
sir.
get.
And some people are Melchisedek. The comments. This is the most comments I've had on the interview probably within 3 to 4 years. And people texting me, "Thank you to our brothers and everybody who is showing love." And this is what People's Podcast is about: having these great conversations. Okay, wonderful. And man, we'll come back to the last question for you, sir. Just because inshallah, I would love to have a part two in person. I would love to visit New York, and there's so many believers who I want to interview in New York. But I would love to have a part two where I can see where you said you're the guide of the ghetto. I want to see what it's like in New York. I interview so many believers. I would like to go out there with the camera and interview you live from New York City. If that's possible.
You know what saved the lessons?
What's that, sir?
The 5%ers.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful.
When Wallace came in, all the registered Muslims, the so-called believers, was putting their lessons in the garbage can, the FOI uniforms in the garbage can. It was the 5% that were taking them out, taking the lessons out. Now check this out. You know why I'm so close with the 5%ers?
No, sir. Where's that?
Because after after Clarence left, when he went home, when he left, right? I took the front line. I was Xeroxing them lessons by the hundreds, by the thousands. I set 2 stores, 2 locations. One on Utica Avenue, okay, in Brooklyn, and the other one's in Manhattan on 116th Street, up the street from the temple, the mosque, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Those 2 stores was the center distribution for lessons. That same book you got right now. We were Xeroxing that book by the thousands. Everybody that came to the store got the book free.
Beautiful.
All them 5% out there will tell you. I did that for 12 years. In the rain, in the cold, in the snow for years. Okay? Now check this out. I put those, see that book you got? I put that whole lesson on my website. You can go to my website right now. If you're in China, you can go to my website and make a copy of those lessons. Free.
Praise be to Allah.
Now, I didn't say that my website is not set up just on YouTube and Facebook. My website is World Wide Web. I pay for that. I've been paying for that for 25 years. In fact, next week I got to make another payment. Every month I pay for that. Okay? I done republished 16 publications of the Messenger publications. The Supreme Lessons, the FOI Training Manual, the MDT Manual, the Muslims Cookbook, all that. I do all that. Now ask me how I was able to do that. Ask me.
How were you able to do that, sir?
Huh?
How were you able to do that, sir?
Social Security and pension. My Social Security and pension put me in position to do all that. Actual fact. I don't even ask my children for nothing. My children, I said, you stay in heaven. Don't worry about me. You stay in heaven.
Yes,
My
sir.
pension and my Social Security is what makes it possible for all that wisdom, all the teachers to be out there, because I'm not concerned about me. I'm concerned about the young generations that's coming behind me. And you go check my interviews, brother, on Baba TV, Every Time Fire, Morris World TV, Inf Mecca, Sarnetta, all that. You'll see it. They know what I do. And guess what? Mr. Franklin had a laborers meeting, and a big laborers meeting, and the question came up, a brother, I don't know what brother, he asked Mr. Franklin, what about that? What about that Melchisedek out there on 125th Street selling the supreme wisdom and all the message of teaching? Public. You know what Mr. Franklin said?
What you say?
He said, if you was out there doing it, he wouldn't have to be out there.
That's what I did. Nothing but love. Yes, sir. Beautiful.
Now, check this out. Let me tell you this.
Okay.
Brother, I was reproducing Minister Farrakhan's. You ain't got nobody in the nation. This is a God's honest truth. For over 20 years.
Thank you, sir.
Supplying 25 stores on the street every weekend with thousands of Minister Farrakhan's lectures. It's supplying all the brothers in Jersey. Mine's 25. You ever heard of Richard Muhammad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ask him. 20 years, he was out there. Sammy, I think Mustafa, that's not now. Sammy. The other one of from 12th Avenue. God, dog, I got so many names in my head. Anyway, he know the one on the old by 12th Avenue. He called me the other day.
Yes, sir.
I'm supplying to Jersey, Philadelphia. Okay, they coming down. My store used to stay open 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Brothers would call me. Melchisedek, we on our way. They come, I'm wholesaling all over. So fast.
Yes, sir. Beautiful.
All over the place. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Farrakhan never said a word. I bought the Final Code building to 125th Street. Ask anybody will tell you. For 12 years, I was out there in the rain, the cold, and the snow. Nobody was out there in the morning, 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the morning, but me and Sarnetta. Sarnetta is the one that established the interviews on 125th Street. Okay. Most of them brothers out there that's popular they got known from Sarnetta's interviews. Wesley wasn't known until Sarnetta interviewed him. Nuri wasn't known until I bought Nuri Jr. I'm the one that bought me and my other brothers. Hassan, what's his name? Islam, Shabazz, Allah. I got so many hits. Anyway, me and the brothers brought Nuri to New York. Nuri wasn't even known. One tape came to New York. The concrete line will break every chain. That's all I had. And me and the brothers brought Nuri to New York, top shelf, brother. The Marriott Hotel, a suite, not a room, a suite for him and his wife. Another room for his soldiers. 2 soldiers came with him.
Yes, sir.
I told Nuri, bring every tape you got. Bring it. And we rented a brand new SUV for traveling. He bought every tape he had. We gave him 2 tables in the Harlem State Building. Okay? Laid all them tapes out. I told all them people, don't leave a tape on that table. They cleaned the table. We told Nuri, keep that for your pocket change. But we all right in New York. We don't charge nobody. Our guests who come to New York. Hafiz and Richard was the officials at the time.
Yes, sir.
No disrespect. They were trying to block, because they weren't involved with it. They were trying to block Nuri from coming in. We sent the invitation to Chicago, to Farrakhan. Fern gonna send the word down. My minister can teach anywhere.
Okay, good.
So we brought Mill into the Homestead building. I told all the officials in New York, you're not speaking. You can't speak because you try to interfere with Nuri coming here. You're not speaking. You can come. You're gonna make a contribution and sit down and enjoy the lecture. We didn't use FOIs from New York. We used FOI from Jersey. Toy, you probably know Toy from New Jersey.
Hmm.
Toy, he's in touch with Nuri because he do a lot of security. Toy organized the FOI from Jersey, and the FOI took control. I told Toy, you in charge. Don't ask me nothing. You're responsible for Nuri getting off the plane and Nuri getting on the plane.
Mm.
Toy and the FOI from Jersey came to handle all the security when Nuri came. Nuri never been to New York. The first time we brought him here. He went even. Then I told Nuri, burn it down. Nuri, smoke. We had all the top officials, the mayor. We had the police commissioner, the chief, the president of the police association. All officials spoke, and then Nuri came on and he turned the house down. Okay, and all the officials from New York, they came. I said, you're all welcome. They made a contribution. You make a contribution. You sit down. You have nothing to say because you try to interfere with Nuri coming in, so you don't speak. None of them spoke, and they made a contribution. And Nuri went to the sky from then on. I used to be on 125th Street, 100, 200 of Nuri tapes every Saturday, Sunday. His tape. I got paid, brother.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I sold more tapes of Nuri than he sold. Right now, I got a storage with over 350 of different tapes of Nuri. I got all Nuri stuff. All Mr. Ferncon. I got an icon, brother, will blow your mind.
Beautiful.
Because I know it's going to be good up the road. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
My point is, the Nation of Islam that the messenger set up, brother, is about economics. Prayer and get up and go to work. And no payroll. You don't come here to make money off the believers. You come here to, what money comes in is to build a nation. You're not qualified for a position unless you have an income that can take care of yourself. Now, you respect Mr. Fern. It's not all Mr. Ferncon. No, Mr. Fercon's problem is he don't have no economical-minded people around him. You got a bunch of leeches waiting for a salary, a check. Delete the payroll. Don't feel bad. I'm doing the talking. Talking. You just chill out. We got too many leeches on the payroll. Delete the payroll, and the true believer be right there. Okay? And your nation, and what comes in, you'll use to build a nation, an economical program. Okay. Now you want to hear about Khalid?
Yeah. Okay. Now, we got so many. First of all, we got so many questions that people are bearing witness, and they saying build a nation. That's right. We're trying to work together. Unity between the 5% nation and the Nation of Islam. All praises to Allah. This is what the Most High Elijah Muhammad would have wanted. Thank you all for all of your comments. Thank you for your positive energy in the comments, chat, text messages. My phone going crazy.
You ain't got that many comments since you had the program.
No, sir. Praise be to Allah.
The program. The whole nation gonna be on that. What you're doing, this is a classic. That's going all over the country.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all over the country. Okay, now you want to hear about Khalid?
Yes, sir.
Khalid was a black giant. I knew Khalid personally, go to all his meetings, everything. Got all Khalid stuff too. A black giant. Black Khalid loved the minister like a man, a man loved his father. Khalid loved the men. I'm telling you what I know. But Khalid
Yes, sir.
Okay, when Khalid go around African countries and that, he used to come to 121st Street to the mosque. Upstairs, they had a restaurant. He would sit down and explain everything to us. Okay? Khalid loved the minister like a man, like I love my father.
Okay, okay.
Khalid was Khalid was bringing all of the his personality, that dominant personality, magnetic attraction. Khalid was bringing all the rappers, all the street brothers into the nation. Khalid, all the street brothers, all that rapping stuff into the nation. Khalid was hot, cooking, smoking. I mean, he was walking it. He was a walking firebomb. It was all those Christian leaders, the Ben Shavers, Al Sharpers, Jesse Jackson, the Christian Boulets. They kept complaining about Khalid to Minister Farrakhan. He this, he that, he this, he that, that. Minister Farrakhan left Chicago and came to Washington. They had a big, all them Christian Negro leaders. I call them a bunch of Negro homosexuals, putting pressure on Minister Farrakhan to silence Khalid. Farrakhan went along and silenced Khalid. He said he agreed with the truth. What he said was true and everything, but the mannerism that he said it. Hey, they both true, they both one way. I don't care how you say it. But anyway, so he silenced Khalid. And I told Khalid, hey, whether you go back in or not, just follow the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's all. But Khalid was hurt. He was very hurt. He took a very personal hurt. And then he was reaching out to Minister Farrakhan for about 5 years, just to call, to talk, to meet with him or so forth. But that meeting, it never came about. And then Khalid started going in the direction of the Black Panther Party. When you enter the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, you don't take off your FOI uniform for nobody. Whether you're in or out, you wear your FOI uniform if you're going to Savior's Day or what to Islamic functions or whatever. Khalid took up his FOI and started wearing advocate the Black Panther, the new Black Panther Party. You know about that. And they've gone, now, the mistake he made and the mistake Malcolm made, I meant to put that in there. You don't teach the people in America. That's a no-no. You got a shotgun, he got a tank. You get shot, where you going for your bullet holes? To the hospital? You own the hospital? No. You run out of bullets, where you gonna get your guns from? You gonna get your guns from the devil? He's not gonna sell you no gun bigger than his. You don't teach the people. I said this over and over. It's not about black power. It's about economical power. The messenger says we don't carry no arms at all, not even small as a penknife. Because when you start teaching the people, they're coming for you.
These are facts. These are facts.
And who you think is close to you is the one that's going to tell them where you at. Because sometimes your worst enemy is the closest one to you.
In fact.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So that's what that. But Khalid was all Khalid, only thing he did was that arm yourself. The man can he ain't got to do nothing. He can cut the lights off in your community. You can't even see the gun. If the devil cut your lights off, you won't even be able to see your gun. If he cut the water off, you won't even be able to have a glass of water. Your messenger told us 1,000 times this is the wisest, powerfulest beast that the world has ever known. The Almighty God, Allah, who came the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad, he's the only one that can handle the devil. The messenger told us that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Know how you do it? Rain, hail, snow, and earthquake. Malcolm made that mistake. Right. Khalid made a mistake. Right. Okay. That's the mistake they made. The Black Panthers made the same thing. No black power. When you say black power, you scare all the business people away from you. Go with economical power. You're going to bring the business people. You're going to bring the electricians, the carpenters, the plumbers. You're going to be the people with technical skills on the economical power. Black power, they're going to go home, watch TV, and eat a bean pie. You all right?
Yes, sir.
Actual facts, brother. This is the day of reality. 2 things Mr. Franklin do is delete the leeches. Get a job. You can't live off the charity of the poor believers and build a nation at the same time. You got a choice. You want to build a nation? Get rid of the leeches. Give them a pink slip in the morning. I'm saying it, not you. You relax.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got nothing to do with what I'm saying. Get rid of the leeches. Everybody over 21, if you're on the payroll, you get a pink slip tomorrow. We can't carry dead weight and build a nation. You'd be surprised how much money is being wasted under the heading of payroll. I ain't never accepted a dime from the nation. And I've been in this nation for 65 years, non-consistently. When I was working, I was administration. Administration took the money and put it aside until I was able to start getting into publications and jewelry and all that, setting up stores. I set up 2 stores and I still had a full-time job. You know what time my stores opened up? 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm there until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, get back up and hit the highway and go back to my place of employment. What the message says, we must go to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We must go to work. And that's all Mr. Franklin has to do is get rid of the leeches. If a man's in position that produces nothing, you have to be placed with somebody who know what the hell they're doing, don't you? If you're in a car and you can't drive, get out the car and let the one who got chauffeur's license get in the car. If you can't produce, just step aside. Nobody say you got to leave the nation. Just get the hell out the way so we can go forward. You got a bean pie, that's $1 billion operation, the bean pie. The bean pie got 95 years of advertisement, brother. That bean pie alone can outsell pizza. Everywhere there is a mosque, there should be a restaurant with the bean pie, the carrot pie, the squash pie, and the carrot cake. Big business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's supposed to be in all the stores right now. You know Sister Willamette?
No, sir.
Willamette Muhammad was the #1 bean pie manufacturer in New York. She had from 6 to 12 brothers working for her full time. Oh, another brother I got to give a shout out to. Jabril Muhammad. You know Jabril Muhammad from Mosque number 7, New York. Jabril Muhammad and Shanita Muhammad, they ran the Respect for Life bookstore for years.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For over 23 years.
Praise be to God.
Jabril Muhammad and Shanita from Mosque number 7 in New York.
Beautiful.
They had the Respect for Life bookstore. They was advertising, running Minister Farrakhan's lectures in the window, big TV in the window,
Okay. Okay.
from 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. 7 days a week. Sometime when the weather's nice, people be out there with chairs, listening to all Minister Farrakhan's tapes in the summertime.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful.
I was supplying Jabril with, I gave him something like $4,000 of merchandise on consignment. Ministers stuff, ministers, and the
Yes, sir.
publication and Nuri stuff.
Beautiful.
He paid every dime.
Go
I
ahead.
never had to ask him for it. He'll call me and says, come through, I got 300, I got 400, I got whatever. Jabril Muhammad and to Minister Arthur, give them their day of recognition and respect. Jabril Muhammad and Shanita and Sister Grace. Now, Shanita and Sister Grace, on I think it was Tuesdays, whatever day, I think it was one day during the week, they would make up bean soup and whole wheat bread, whole wheat toast with butter. Check this out. Load up a shopping cart, get on the 8th Avenue subway train and take it to 127th Street and feed the people.
Praise be to Allah. Go ahead.
Anita Muhammad and Sister what's it? Great? What's her name? Oh, shoot. Sister Grace, I think her name is Grace. There was two of them in Jabril.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful.
And I want to make that known. And Jabril Muhammad was running the Respect for Life bookstore on Nostrand Avenue, right in the heart of the ghetto.
Okay. Okay.
For 23 years. The one that started was shoot these names, boy. I know so many people's names. Anyway. I think it was Tyrone and what was the other one? Oh shoot. Alonzo. Alonzo and Tyrone established the store, but they only stayed there for like 6 or 7 months because Tyrone had another job that had other commitments. Alonzo was working at Transit at night, so they couldn't handle it, the job and the store. So Alonzo turned the store over to Jabril, and Jabril and Shanita, okay, they ran that store, brother, for over 23 years. And guess what? It was supplying prisoners, everything. They worked out. They did. I was supplying them. What he didn't have, I load him up. The Khalid, the Malcolm, the whatever. And he ran that for 23 years. I just want y'all to know the greatness of Jabril Muhammad, Mosque number 7, Shanita Muhammad, Mosque number 7, and Sister Grace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want you to recognize, I just let them know, let the world know, so their names can go down as doing good work and service. And devout followers of Minister Farrakhan. They played Minister Farrakhan's lectures, brother. I'm telling you, actual fact. I drive down there at 9, 10 o'clock at night. People out there, the TV, had a big TV in the window, and Farrakhan be cooking. That Shock of the Hour was black.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That kind of stuff. But Jabril Muhammad and Sister Grace Muhammad, they did an excellent job for years, not days, years. So I just want to let that be known. And and the 2 best lectures that Malcolm did, no, 3. Get those. It's 3 by Malcolm. Message to the Black Man. Message to the Black Man of the Ballad or the Bullet.
Yes,
in
sir.
Black man's history. Now, those everybody should have, regardless of what. Those 3 of Malcolm, Message to the Black Man, The Battle of the Bullet, and the Black Man's History. Those three, you get those.
Praise
All
be
right.
to Allah. Yes, sir. And on that note, I just want to thank everybody in the comments. I'm telling you, brother, you got some people who are showing love all around the world. Thank you all for your positive energy that we felt. Man. Okay, thank you. Okay, man, some people are representing for Brooklyn and all of the people from New York are, tapping in. The campaign trails. Check your DM. I'm always open to have you come on the podcast and represent your side, and everybody wants to talk about so much positive things in the comments. We love that.
Well, listen, relax yourself. Set up for part 2.
Yes, sir.
It's so much. It's no end. It's no end to these.
Yes, sir.
But to all of the Black families out there, regardless of what heading you're under, focus on economics. Set up an agenda, an economical program, a progress report, and a financial report. When you have a fundraiser, it's for a purpose, establishment. A fundraiser for what? A bakery. A fundraiser for a barbershop, a beauty salon, a daycare center, a laundromat, a dry cleaner. Set up for something that let the people know what it's for. They'll support you. And don't give these rich Negroes, because I get to these rich Negroes, I gotta do this, and I'm gonna let you go. These rich niggas. Now, the movie world, rich. 95% are homos. Oh, yeah. 95% homos. Okay? They sold their soul and their whole for 30 pieces of gold and allow themselves to become a Illuminati homos. I'm using the word homos because I can't use the other word because I want to jeopardize your program.
Yes, sir.
That's the movie world. The sports world, 95% of the sports world sold their soul and their whole for 30 pieces of gold and allow themselves to become a bunch of Illuminati homos. The music world, so 95% sold their soul and their whole for 30 pieces of gold and allow themselves to become a bunch of Illuminati homos. The religious world, 95% sold their soul and their whole for 30 pieces of gold and allow themselves to become a bunch of Illuminati homos. Now I'm going to give you the divine chastisement that they're under. All those programs I named, the movie world, the sports world, the musical world, and the religious world. You're under divine chastisement. And the reason why you are on divine chastisement, because you have done nothing in the communities that you came out of, and you have the money. Here you out here buying 20 cars that you don't drive, and you're so dumb, then you go buy an airplane. You got a mansion over here, a mansion over there, a mansion over there, but the community that you came out of, you don't even go in there and supply all the students, the schools with uniforms, which is a tax write-off. You build nothing, you make contributions for that program over there, that one over there, that one over there. But I never hear you do anything in the community that you came out of. Here's their divine chastisement. Alcohol is destructive for all these people. The rich who are doing nothing for their people. You're under divine chastisement every day. You're dying. Alcohol, drugs, tobacco, marijuana, cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, okay, and homosexual activities behind closed doors. Your low life. It's a divine chastisement. Oh, and diabetic. Diabetic is big. and heart failure. That's the destructive forces that you're under because you refuse to do something in the community that you came out of. Every whatever community you came out of, and you got millions, we talk about millions, billions of dollars. You got your mansion, you got your Rolls Royce, you got your Mercedes, your Bugatti with all these cars, and you're doing nothing in the community that you came out of. You're under divine chastisement, and remember, no rich man is going to heaven because a rich man can't go to heaven, okay? Because how they put it, a rich, you can't enter the kingdom of you can't enter the kingdom. Trying to enter the kingdom of heaven is like a camel trying to go through the eye of a needle, okay? What good is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul? And a man don't start dying until he start neglecting himself. And you are neglecting yourself with the alcohol, drugs, tobacco, the marijuana, and all the other vices that I have learned. You are neglecting yourself. So you're dying every day and you just don't know it. So that's my warning to you. Get into your community and do what's needed in that community. I already named it before. Educational center of the laundry block long. Not nobody didn't talk about no mom and pop thing. The laundromat, the dry cleaner, the beauty salon, the supermarket, the recreational center, a library for all the literature, positive literature for the youth, where they can come and study and do their homework. All the necessary needs for your community. Get in there because you're dying, and no matter how much millions and billions of dollars you got, nobody's going that graveyard but you. So do something constructive for the young generation that's coming behind you, even your grandchildren or great grandchildren or whatever. But no matter what you have, nothing is going that graveyard but you, because naked you came in this world and naked you going out this world. And the reason why you're going out before time, because you're disobeying the major law of Allah, which is caring and sharing and love for your brother or your sister, but your love for yourself. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Brother Melchisedek. And thank you all for watching. Once again, thank you for your family. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Thank you all for watching. Assalamu alaikum again, sir. And
Come out.